Hello, everyone. It's time for Weekly Weird News.
So, fidget spinners, am I right?
You're right.
The unexpected hottest toy of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Despite being basically just a cheap piece of plastic with some ball bearings in the middle and on the same level of technological advancement as ball in a cup or a yo-yo, fidget spinners have taken America and the world by storm. And guys, it's not just kids getting in on the fun. Fidget spinners are fun for people of all ages. But what if we told you that fidget spinners were actually, secretly, a tool of anti-Putin activists in Russia being used to hypnotize impressionable young people into questioning and criticizing Vladimir Putin?
Well, I'd say, no, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But you might say that's the dumbest thing you've ever heard.
Ah.
But no, it's an actual serious topic of conversation over in Mother Russia, being covered on Russian state media like it's the biggest threat to social order since crack cocaine. Rossiya 24, a news channel owned and run by the Russian government, has been very hung up on the topic of fidget spinners over the last month. They tried to keep it out of the country, Elliot, but the fidget spinners were too strong.
The fidget spinners coming from inside the country.
Yes. Anyways, they devoted 2 in-depth segments on how they turn kids into zombies and also somehow promote anti-Putin thinking, and the people behind everything, you guessed it, it's us, the United States of America.
Oh my God. So this nonsense seems to stem from the fact that prominent anti-corruption activist Alexei Navalny was seen back in May spinning a fidget spinner during one of his many court appearances. Possibly because constantly being arrested for expressing an opinion has got to be a little stressful, and fidget spinners supposedly relieve stress, but actually more likely just because the month of May was fidget spinners' peak of popularity and probably just bought one from a gas station just to see what the fuss was about.
It does go deeper than that, though, apparently, because opposition groups in Russia have also been giving them away at events. Gasp. On the one hand, if you've been to any organized event in the last couple months, you've probably gotten a free fidget spinner with some brand's logo on top of it. Listen, they're dirt cheap to buy, especially in bulk, and they make great giveaway swag for convention things. Whatever. I'm just happy that the most popular toy in the country is something that almost all families can afford.
Yeah,
It's a nice thing.
fun for all families.
Now, on the other hand, maybe the anti-Putin opposition is passing these things out to supporters in order to hypnotize people into wanting things like human rights and freedom of the press. God! Yeah. What you do is you hide little micro USB or micro SD cards in the fidget spinner.
Yeah,
and
we gotta crack these things open.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's obviously totally what's happening. Alexei Kazakov, the host of the show Virus on Rossiya 24, who has been bravely investigating this topic, he said on a recent segment, with a straight face, that fidget spinners are, quote, an instrument for zombifying users, which triggers, quote, a form of hypnosis. Then he asked the totally rhetorical question, it is a mystery why it has become so popular in Russia right now. Who is promoting this to the masses so actively?
So obviously someone is promoting this.
Those
It
evil
can't just
capitalist pigs in America.
The answer is, of course, those dirty anti-corruption hippies with their pie-in-the-sky goals of, hey, let's maybe have a government that isn't a total kleptocracy. Take a bath, hippie. Obviously, the rise of fidget spinners in Russia isn't simply because fidget spinners suddenly got popular everywhere around the world at the same time due to social media and the fact that they're making these things in China for like 5 cents. No, don't be ridiculous. It has to go deeper than that.
It does, yeah. So according to Kazakov, fidget spinners often have a negative effect on the psyche and make a person susceptible to manipulation. Possibly it is not by chance that they have started selling spinners at opposition rallies.
If this thing proves anything, it's that fidget spinners actually do something to the mind, which is more than I thought.
These in-depth pieces of investigative journalism, of course, then had several talking head experts chime in on the subject. Ruslan Ostashko from pro-Kremlin website Polit Russia said this. In such a manner, our opposition is luring the youth. Those who understand political technologies, they understand very clearly that this simple thing is controlling the masses.
Who would have thought something so small and stupid could end the world? Psychologist Svetlana Filatova, who is totally not a complete quack, said that while spinners can help the dexterity of young children, they, quote, dull people's minds and, quote, take you to a different world. Okay, yeah, so at this point we've got to wonder if maybe just the shipments of fidget spinners to Russia, maybe they got contaminated with LSD. Are you high right now?
You will tell all your friends and family to subscribe to our channel as well as our other channel, ETC Party Time, and go subscribe to the $24.99 monthly subscription tier to all of our Twitch channels.
Did it work?
I don't think so.
I don't think it worked.
Yeah.
Anyways, another big red flag with these Russian fidget spinners is apparently the fact that the ones with text on them feature English and not Russian, which, could be because English is the global lingua franca and people all over the world like having stuff with English on it because it's trendy and cool, or because these things are all imported and nobody in Russia jumped on this trend fast enough to start making their own fidget spinners with Russian phrases on them. Or, it could be because this is all a plot to westernize Russia's youth into wanting crazy shit like fair elections and less people ending up dead or in prison for criticizing government. It could be either.
It could be that, yeah. Anyway, these concerns about fidget spinners, they worked up such a frenzy over in the motherland that the Russian government's Consumer Protection Agency has announced that they are officially investigating fidget spinners. In a statement, they said there has been an aggressive promotion of so-called spinners among children and teenagers in Russia recently. Taking into consideration the anxiety among the community of parents and teachers, we, in cooperation with child health research institutions, will study the effects spinners are having on children, including the possible negative impact. Ah!
Well, hopefully the investigation yields some definitive results. I'm glad someone's on the case finally. It would be a damn shame if tax dollars were spent on something completely and obviously stupid.
Yeah, that would be not great.
We look forward to your findings. Now, in the meantime, you American kids, you spin safely. If you find yourself thinking about topics like income inequality, political corruption, media bias, the military-industrial complex, police brutality, and all-around general social injustice, just put the spinner down, because maybe they're onto something, guys.
Yeah. If your sudden change in ideology lasts more than 4 hours, go to a doctor.
The problem is, I can only assume because I don't know, but the problem is like I said, fidget spinners will die when people go to school again.
Yeah.
Because the older kids aren't going to want to do it. It's not going to be trendy anymore, and then you're going to get shamed into not having one. Problem is, as far as I know, school never ends in Russia when you're a child. They probably don't have a thing like summer break to let trends die. So they just constantly perpetuate. It's like how Winnie the Pooh was the biggest character in the world for them for years before people found out that he was just a fat virgin.
It's all very serious and very worth looking into. But anyway, speaking of obvious blatant horse shit, you guys remember the Ark Encounter? It was that massive life-size recreation of Noah's Ark over in Williamstown, Kentucky that also doubles as a creationism museum. It's also the masterwork, the magnum opus of Ken Ham, an Australian Christian fundamentalist and young earth creationist who runs Answers in Genesis, an organization focused on convincing people that everything in the Bible should be taken absolutely literally, meaning not only did an actual guy named Noah actually build a massive ship that he filled with 2 of every animal on Earth, including dinosaurs, but also that evolution is bullshit and the Earth is only around 6,000 years old.
So yeah, don't listen to those scientists, many of whom are able to easily maintain their faith in God despite their work disproving a lot of the specifics of a book written thousands of years ago. Nah, fuck them. And, to learn more, come visit the Ark Encounter. Tickets are just $40 for adults and $28 for kids, or go wild with a $99 7-day pass.
Wow.
A portion of this money would, of course, go to the city of Williamstown. This is a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, everyone wins. Except, nope! Despite originally getting some pretty fucking sweet tax leeway from Williamstown in exchange for creating jobs and bringing in visitors.
I'm pretty sure it only takes one man to build a boat that big, Elliot.
True. Ken Ham and Answers in Genesis recently decided, nah, fuck that, and they have been orchestrating a plot to never have to pay any taxes at all. You see, the original plan was that 50 cents from each ticket would go to the local police and fire departments, which seems pretty reasonable considering the Ark Encounter is the largest wood frame structure in the entire United States, and wood sometimes catches on fire. It's not much compared to Ark Encounter's revenue, but it would add up to around $700,000 a year for Williamstown. Big win.
But then God would want the Ark to burn down. So obviously they don't need insurance or
That's true.
a safety net like firefighters.
God will sort it out.
Yeah. And they're definitely not worried about flooding.
No, we're good.
Answers in Genesis, they see themselves as a religious organization, and Ark Encounter is, they claim it's a church, I guess. Meaning Ark Encounter should be exempt from all taxes just like any other church. Somehow back in 2011, when they filed their paperwork, they listed it as a for-profit entity, though. Apparently that was just a goof. But not really, though, because designating themselves as for-profit was what got them approved in the first place, specifically because of all the money that it would potentially bring to the city.
Yeah. The Ark Encounter LLC actually explicitly addressed this topic on their website back in the early stages with a whole section of their frequently asked questions devoted to the question, why is the project so big, and why is a for-profit LLC going to own the Ark Encounter? And right there, they answered, and they explained, due to the size of the Ark Encounter project, a for-profit LLC structure was selected to be able to help raise the approximately $150 million necessary to build it. The for-profit LLC structure also allows the Ark Encounter to be eligible for various economic development incentives that would not have been available with a nonprofit structure.
This week, though, Ark Encounter LLC, the definitely for-profit company who owns Ark Encounter, sold the land Ark Encounter sits on to Crosswater Canyon, their affiliate company who actually is legally a nonprofit, and they sold it to them for the whopping price of $10.
Wow.
10, not 10 million, not $10.
$10.
$10. And in the deal to basically sell it to themselves, they listed the property value at $18.5 million, despite the local government having it already valued at $45 million.
Huh.
Because the land is now owned by a nonprofit, that opens the door to never having to pay property taxes, which fund the local schools. But that's fine because schools teach stuff like evolution and contraception, and some of them even allow fidget spinners.
Oh my god. So the local government in Williamstown is unsurprisingly not happy about any of this, and they're probably regretting the fact that they assumed members of a Christian organization would actually behave in a Christ-like manner.
Whoops.
Oops. There will likely be a long and drawn-out lawsuit, and considering that this fuckery is just a large-scale example of a lot of similar fuckery from plenty of other religious organizations in America, hey, maybe they'll even make it to the Supreme Court. It's gonna be a long, fun ride, and I can't wait.
Yeah. Everybody in the Ark, we're going to Washington. Of course, maybe the Bible should be taken literally, considering all the plagues from the book of Exodus that actually occurred this past week. For starters, over in the Dagestan region of Russia, there's literally mountains of giant locusts that are clearly a message from God that we've all been sinning way too much. Then, of course, here in the States and in Canada, all the mayflies recently hatched at the same time, as they do every year, and Jesus Christ! We are very glad that we live here in temperate Southern California and not up in the Midwest, where Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds is coming true, but with the birds replaced by bird-sized flying insects.
Fucking horrible.
Yes.
Then over in New York, residents of a Brooklyn apartment discovered this week that 35,000 bees were living in their attic, probably for several years undetected.
That's where they all went!
Yeah! Hey, guys, they're not in danger anymore. They were just hiding in Brooklyn.
They were hiding in Brooklyn!
We're fine!
It's fine. The bee crisis is over.
Yeah, they were up there apparently for years, and they were only discovered because honey started literally leaking out of the ceiling and running down the walls. Which, probably at first they were like, oh, sweet, honey's expensive.
Yeah.
This is great. You just get it from the wall. Wait, maybe there's 35,000 bees in the ceiling.
Those bees were paying thousands a month for that apartment.
Yeah, Brooklyn real estate, not cheap.
Yeah.
And also, up in Portland, Oregon, a portion of the 101 highway had to be shut down for several hours when a truck filled with 7,500 pounds of live eels turned over, spilling those live eels all over the highway and onto the other cars that were involved in the crash. And not just regular eels either, slime eels, which are a special type of eel that secrete a fuck ton of mucus out of their glands. And of course, all that mucus got all over the highway, all over the surrounding cars.
Yeah. It looks like they, remember in Ghostbusters 2 it was?
Like, I got slimed.
Yeah. It was disgusting. It's enough to make you just lose it. Like this Florida man,
No.
and then this Florida man, who on Wednesday decided to just casually walk out of his house with a revolver and shoot out the tires and engine blocks of two AT&T trucks that happened to be parked on his street for routine telephone pole maintenance. This happened just outside Miami in the city of Hialeah, and yeah, there he is, calmly shooting out those tires while an AT&T employee records him firing off rounds just as casually. It's hard to imagine this taking place outside of the United States or, even outside of Florida. It's surreal, but hardly as surreal as it should be. This kind of madness is just kind of wears you down after a while, and suddenly an old man having a gunfight with a truck in broad daylight, knowing he's being filmed, is just another day in America. In fact, he was proud of the fact.
Yeah. I've just had this gun lying around for
I've
years.
never got to use this
I've
thing.
never gotten to use it. You know what? Fuck AT&T.
Yeah.
And, unsurprisingly, a lot of people are on his side because AT&T
Sucks.
They kind of suck.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Shoot tires, not people.
I'm sure the local police are like, he was just letting off some steam. If you can't, fire off a couple rounds at a AT&T truck every once in a while, what kind of country is this?
I thought this was America.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time to get into the second half of the show where we just look at headlines. Real news headlines that are pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Starting with Justin Bieber banned from China in order to purify nation.
He's a bad boy.
He is.
They should preemptively ban Jake Paul.
They probably will. Because they banned Bieber for a lot of those same reasons.
Yeah.
Like, he's a bad influence.
He peed in that.
He peed in the bucket and he said, "Fuck Bill Clinton."
Yeah.
And
he smokes the weed.
Apparently, remember when he visited China a few years back and he had someone carry him up the Great Wall of China? Apparently, China didn't like that. It was bad optics.
Yeah.
So they didn't like him. He was like skateboarding in Beijing.
Yeah.
They don't like skateboarding there. I don't know. But yeah, sorry, Bieber heads over in China. You're not gonna see him.
You know what's gonna be great? When Jake Paul finally smokes weed and then has the realization that he's a dick.
Oh wait, I'm a fuckboy.
Oh, I'm a fucking asshole. Man, I suck. He's gonna feel terrible. Yeah. Mickey Mouse helps tell kids they've been adopted. It's heartwarming. Hey, kid. Hey, it's a heartwarming story. The headline sounds
the
terrible.
headline sounds like
terrible.
sounds like Mickey Mouse is like going up to kids who are like 4 years old and
You're adopted.
Hey, did you know these aren't your real parents? Your real mom didn't want you.
Your mom's a whore.
No. What's actually happening here is it's very nice. It's foster parents. There's 2 steps to adoption in a lot of cases. You get foster parented, and then in a lot of cases, the foster parents take the next step of legally adopting you as their family.
These kids were obviously already attached to their foster parents.
So
a great heartwarming thing for
they're
them.
like, yeah, it's exciting news for the kid, and they're like, let's make it even more fun by having Mickey Mouse be like, you're adopted. Your real dad's in jail. Huh? These aren't your real parents.
No, really though, it's very nice.
It's nice. The average public swimming pool has about 20 gallons of pee in it, studies show.
Yeah, but they
I
got
could
the
have guessed
chlorine, and I've always wondered what the just a morbid curiosity. I was thinking this when I went to Vegas a couple weeks back. I was like, I wonder what the pool filter on this hotel looks like.
Probably yellow.
No, not yellow, but just so much gunk and nastiness in those things.
I mean, 20 gallons.
It sounds like a lot.
It's disgusting if you picture 20 milk jugs filled with child's piss. But no,
I do it too. It's
a full-size swimming pool is like 220,000 gallons, so it accounts for like
Why would I get out of the pool
0.01%?
to take a pee when I'm right there?
He's fine.
In the world's pool.
Yeah.
Or the world's toilet.
Yeah.
No, the only thing you have to worry about though, you're fine. It's not gonna harm you. But if you ever get a job mowing the side of highways, that's when you run into pee trouble. Because truckers, they pee in jugs and just toss them out the window.
Oh!
And the people mowing the grass, they just go over and it goes boom and just blows up piss all over them.
What?
That's a real thing.
Oh my God, that's
didn't know that?
terrible.
Yeah.
No, I did not know
The
that.
truckers piss in jugs, they throw them out the window, and the people mowing because the mowers are off in
Yeah,
front too,
yeah.
just sprays it all over them.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Hot trucker piss.
Just baking in the sun.
Old hot trucker piss.
Man, who put this bottle of sand down here that I just hit?
Oh.
Anyways, let's move on to a new headline. British police accused of using helicopter to film citizens sunbathing, having sex.
Yeah, I mean, pretty messed up.
It's obviously very noticeable if you're
Yeah.
the one sunbathing or having
Yeah.
sex.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, I'm watching you have sex.
see your hoo-ha.
But I can't really see it, so this is all kind of pointless.
Yeah.
I'm very far away.
I mean, if you don't want people seeing what you do, just never do anything.
Yeah.
It's easy. Police arrest man named Felony on felony charges.
We're actually going to up the charges on this petty vandalism.
It would have been a misdemeanor, but
Yeah, but we want the headline.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're kind of dooming your child.
Yeah.
Felony.
You stole a candy bar. Big deal.
But because of your name,
Yeah.
it's a felony.
Yes. Sad.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
UK surgeon finds 27 missing contact lenses in woman's eye. I saw the picture after it was
Yeah, they
pulled
were all
out.
fused together.
Disgusting.
I didn't know I had to take them out. I thought they were biodegradable.
That'd be cool. Ones that dissolve while you sleep.
Ugh. Yeah, well, first off, the lady, she was like 67 years old. At that age, you should not be using contact lenses
No.
anyway. It's fucking bad for your eyes.
No.
But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I didn't really keep track of whether I had them in or not.
After the first 5 or 6, I was like, well, this doesn't hurt so bad.
Oh, so that's what's been, that's what that huge object that I
Oh
could
my
feel
God,
on
I'm
my eye.
blind. Oh, I'm not. I just have been cramming
Yeah.
lenses into my
Figure if
eyeballs.
you just stack them, it makes your vision even better.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't like carrots. So I thought the next best thing would be contact lenses.
Also, the carrots is a myth.
Nah.
Yeah, no, the British made it up because they didn't want the Germans to know that they had invented radar. So they published a bunch of fake news saying like, oh, all of all our pilots, they've been eating lots of carrots. That's why they're winning all these battles. They have like really good vision. And that myth lived on.
Fake news.
Yeah, it was the original fake news.
There's way more fake news than that, but yeah.
Nah. Nah.
Australian senator devastated to discover he's actually not a senator.
Sad. Yeah, he was born in New Zealand, moved to Australia when he was like a baby, but he didn't realize he still had dual citizenship with New Zealand, which disqualifies you from running for office in Australia. But he's been a senator for like 7 years, so now the government's like, hey, you owe us all of the money we paid you on your salary for the entire time. And he's like, what?
Even if he wasn't like had zero lavish lifestyles, like I mean, I was paying rent and
like no, we're gonna need all that back.
No, just get like
messed up.
It's sad enough that he's losing his job. Just
Yeah.
let the man go with a little bit of dignity.
I know.
I don't know, maybe he's a bad senator. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it. He's been there for a while.
Seems like an honest guy.
Sure.
Let's give him a shot. 22,000 free Wi-Fi users now legally bound to clean toilets.
Was that part of the user agreement? They snuck it in?
Yeah, it was a fun company, a Wi-Fi company in the UK. They were just like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's put some bullshit in our terms of service that people just like swipe through. And it was like, you're legally bound now to anytime we ask to clean toilets and unclog drains in the sewer and stuff.
I mean, good for them. They trick people into volunteering.
We got you. That's why you always read the TOS.
So is this a legally binding thing?
They say that they're probably not going to enforce it.
Oh, okay. All right.
We reserve the right.
Okay. Iowa man recognized while applying for job at robbery scene. So,
I mean, I get the logic here. It's like they're like
it's the person they'd least suspect.
Like they're like,
why would I come back to the scene of the crime?
If I really was a criminal, why would I be here shortly thereafter applying for a job? That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But no, they recognized him and they were like,
let's just do the basic due diligence here and just see if it's the same guy.
Yeah,
let's just
to be sure.
To be sure, let's call the cops. And you know what? It's part of the application process here.
Yeah.
They'll run a background check on you. Just hold it up to the camera that obviously caught his face.
It was a great plan, and it would have worked if it wasn't for people
common sense
remembering that I robbed this place.
Damn you, common sense.
And finally, woman's selfie causes $200,000 of damage to LA art exhibit.
Apparently, that itself was an art exhibit.
It was a stunt?
It was a stunt as a piece of viral art.
Oh, that's brilliant, though.
Yeah.
The video is hilarious, because it was like, there's all these little pieces on podiums.
Yeah.
And then like the woman leans into one and they just all fall down like dominoes.
Yeah, I from what I've seen, that itself was the art.
See, that's the kind of art I'm down for.
Yeah. It's also the reason I hate art.
Yeah, art's dumb.
Yeah. It worked though.
Yeah.
People
now everyone's looking at it.
Yeah.
The art exhibit, I looked into it. I don't really like it. Yeah. But that, I can get down with that.
I suggest the Rijksmuseum. It's a great museum.
In Holland?
Yeah.
In Amsterdam? Yeah, that's a good one. A lot of Rembrandts.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for Weekly Weird News this week. There's a new episode of Tugs about the whole PlayerUnknown versus Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
Hoopla. And on a new Tech News Day, Elon Musk has some sad news for us. The AIs are going to kill us. And
they're going to kill us all.
Yeah.
Buy some merch. etcmerch.com. Help keep the show afloat.
Yep. See ya.